Hey everybody, Aaron J. Anderson here at aaronjanderson.com. I'm going to try my best not to go on too long here. We're talking about luminance here. I'm going to show you not all the details about luminance and color space because it's so confusing even to me. Even though I think I know what I'm doing, then I find something I didn't know what I was doing, and then I confirm that I did know what I was doing, because they're just so, it can get very complicated. I'm just going to show you the basic and what you need to know if you're using After Effects and the GH4. You have two settings in the, well, you have three settings in the camera: 0255, 16235, and 16255. We're going to skip the 16255 because not too many cameras use that. Most cameras and DSLRs use 0255. Broadcast cameras, you can set it to 16235, and now the GH4, they allow you to change it, which is cool. It's giving us options. If you're in the computer world, on the computer, on LCD, computer monitors, internet, and all that stuff, just film in the 0255. If you're going to do broadcast TV, DVDs, and Blu-rays, 16235. What I did is, what's cool inside the GH4 is it allows you to have color bars. So I set my camera up to 0255 and shot some color bars for 5 seconds. Then I changed it to 16235 and shot some color bars for 5 seconds. Then I brought them into After Effects to see what we got. So this is the 0255. What you're going to want to do is, if you're shooting a 0255, you got to make sure that your project is set up properly. And to do that, you go to File, Project Settings. Real quick about the bit depth, which you can also find down here, is if you're on 8-bit, your computer will probably run a little quicker, but the colors aren't going to be as good. You're going to get banding, so you might as well go to 16. When I do big projects with compositing or CGI, I always go to 32-bit, but for this we will go 16. You should at least go 16. Workspace. This is where we tell After Effects what we shot. Did we shoot Rec 709 and 0255? It doesn't say it there, but that's what that is. Or did we shoot it in the Rec 709 16235? Well, for now we're going to look at the 255. So if we click OK, now we set the project up for all the scopes and everything to see the 255 like it's supposed to. Now, if your After Effects is set up here, if we look at the information and if we put it on the black point, it says 2054. Well, let's get this back into a more friendly marks here. If you put on the 8-bit here in 0255, that's not changing the color space. It's just changing these numeric values. So now if we put it on the black, it's 16 and the white is 235. So now at least it looks better and we won't get confused here. So now that we set up the project correctly, if we go to Effects and we go to Color Correction and we go to Levels, we're going to see what the levels is showing us. Well, this point here is 255, which is pure white, and this mark here is 0, which is pure black. Well, this is corresponding correctly with what we got, because this, if I put the cursor here, you can see the information up over here. We were at 16, so this first little, well, this big point right here is all this black here, and this smaller mark here is this really dark black here. We're worried about this black because that's the black we want to go for. So this is representing kind of 16. We're not at 0, but we're at 16, so that looks good. And the white is at 235. Well, this is 255, and this white mark is this white, so we can see that we're probably around 235. So my levels is matching up with what I see. If we go to Effects, Synthetic Aperture, and click on the full interface here, you need to set up synthetic aperture as well to what you're using. And for that, you go Edit, Preferences. I already did this, but you want to make sure you're at the, the Rec 709 and you're not on the 235, you're at the 255. For now, that's what we're using, and click OK. Now all this should match up. So here's 100, which is that 255 mark, pure white, and here's where our white block is, which is pretty close to that 235. And here's 0, which is pure black. But this is the black we're looking at, which is this bigger line, and that looks about maybe 16-ish. So everything's lining up perfect so far. However, if we actually, let me just show you, well, let me show you, let me show you this way. If we change this project, no, let's do this. Let's turn on the 16235 now. What we're going to notice here is if we look up in this area, we are at 255 now, because remember, the broadcast standard for 235 is pure white, and 16 is pure black, so if we put it there, we're at pure black, and it looks, look, that bar's gone, so we see pure white and pure black here. If we go Effects, Color Correction, Levels, we're going to see that we have no cushion, no room to go anywhere, because it's already saying, hey, this is pure white and this is pure black. Now, if we go up here and change the project setting to the 16235, now we're going to see we are at the 0 and we are at the 255 here, as you can see the representation here. But now if we put the cursor over the white, it says 235, so it's not, it doesn't say it's pure white, even though it is. And if we put it on the black, it says 16, but it is pure black. But this isn't showing us that it is. So this is the confusing thing about the color space, and I'm just so used to doing the 0255 that this is confusing to me, because if we were just to change, if we were to change this, or let's just go down to the pure white mark, and we will go to the pure black, and now we put our cursor here, we're at close to 255, and we're close to 0. So I'm not sure what's going on here. If we go to Edit, Preferences, and let's just, sometimes you have to do this, and let's go Edit and Purge All. Let's just reset that. We can see that we're at 235, we are at 16. So if we do that same thing and we go 16 and we go 235 to make this look like we want, of course we're going to see the same 0, but look, it's completely crushed here. We don't see that even if we turn this off, we don't even see that other black mark in that. So that's the thing. We're already in kind of a very steep crushed point already. So 0255 really would be the way to go, but you guys have to comment and tell me that maybe I'm doing something wrong. Let's go back to none here, and levels, reset. I think this should all match up. If we go back to 16 and then 235, and now that didn't work. Why didn't that work? Because we're not there. Okay, sorry, I was on the wrong one. Let's go 16, 235. Okay, so now we got our pure white and our pure black. So that's it. I mean, very kind of a weird thing, and it's very complicated to figure out, but I just wanted to show you guys that setting up your project is very important so that your levels and your synthetic aperture waveform monitors match with your actual footage, and that's how you do it. Okay, real quick before I go, I wanted to the main reason in all these setups is when I render this out, does the rendered out footage look the same? Because that's very important, because I know when you start searching all this Luminance stuff, you're going to find that a lot of Sony Vegas users, at least in the past, would render things out and it would just like wash stuff out and change things because their output wasn't the same as their input and all this other stuff. But what I showed you here is going to give you the same results. So for instance, let's just do this real quick. We're going to render, we're not talking about 16235 no more because I'm sticking with 0255 because I'm in this computer realm. If a client wants 16235, you can film that way, or you could still do 0255 and fix it for 16235, render it out and give it to them that way. But we're going to stick with this. Let's go composition. Let's add to render queue. I'm going to delete those real quick, just so I don't get confused here. Let's add to render queue. And what we're going to do is, let's say we just want to go straight to H.264 for Vimeo or whatever. Real quick one, I usually transcode my footage, bring it into After Effects, complete the whole movie, and then render it out in a Cineform file or whatever, and then I would transcode it to H.264. But sometimes for videos like this, I just go straight to H.264. So I just want you to know this is not my usual workflow. But H.264, let's see if we render this out and see if it looks the same when we upload it to the internet. So I'm going to pause right here and I will be right back. Okay, so I rendered it out and I wanted to show you this right here. This right here is the actual file that I had. We just color graded, got the points, whatever, just like you saw it. I rendered it out into an H.264. Then first I played it in VLC player, and if you look, they're almost absolutely identical. So that's a good thing. Nothing shifted, everything was fine. Then I uploaded it to Vimeo, and in Internet Explorer, it's maybe a tad darker, maybe not even, maybe not. I actually have a black bar here that I turned on when I rendered it, but this is the same file. All these look exactly the same, so that's good news. However, when you do, let's see if I can get this here. Now watch this. This is Google, and if we look at the file so far, it looks good, but once we hit play, it just washed out. Did you see that? So now this is washed out. Look how much brighter that gray is. The black isn't 100% black anymore. So that's kind of a bummer. That's one thing that as cinematographers and colorists, we can't color grade or set up for every possible player, every TV, every monitor, every web browser. So it's kind of one of those things. If you guys know, and I think it's just a Google web browser issue, then let us know. Now, I know some people say you can come down here to your NVIDIA, and right here, this is my monitor here. You can actually have the video player do the settings, or we can force NVIDIA to change this to 16235 or 0255. Let's click it on there. Yeah, no? It's done. Okay, so let's now play this. Watch what happens. Let's just redo that. So now look. Oh, I don't have much space. Let's play it. Now look at that. We are now inside Google, and it plays it okay. So that's the thing, man. I mean, I wish that NVIDIA would just have this on by default, since, I mean, how many people are outputting to TVs for Netflix or something like that? Most people are using their monitors, so I don't know why they don't put on 0255. So I just wanted to tell you guys that if you want to see your images look good on Google, or in other people that upload their videos, you want to see it, how they probably color graded it, switch it to this. But unfortunately, the masses who are using Google probably have their thing all screwed up and they're not going to see it. But that's up to you guys. Anyways, I'm out of here. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.